The best thing that I've found that's helped me get into that social flow state, or that like social state where I feel so confident and there's little to no resistance between what's in my heart, what's in my mind, and what comes out of my mouth. Sometimes that is not a good thing, but a lot of times that's what people lack and that's what people wish for. Think about a time where you wanted someone to like you, or you were like intimidated by this group of people that you wanted to talk to at a social event, right? A lot of times, or most of the time, the likelihood of you having a thought that you want to say, something that you want to say, like a joke maybe, or something that you want to ask, or like introduce yourself to this new girl or whatever, there's a limit that you put, a cap in your mind that you like literally put in your head that prevents your thoughts, what you want to say, what you want to do, how you want to act, that prevents it from coming into fruition. And when you do that, it's like this dam, right? Think of a dam, and it's like flowing water, and it's just gushing against like this barrier. And then eventually it's just gonna break through. But when it breaks through, bro, it's like, it's not gonna be good. You know, when you're in a social event, when you're talking with someone, the ideal situation is literally like a flow state. Think of a river, right? It flows. And what is a river, right? The water is clear. There is no like algae or buildup or whatever, I think. Like when it's a running river and it's like clean, drinkable water, it's running, it's flowing. But then what happens when the water becomes stale? Like it's still. Mold grows in it. Algae or whatever, bacteria grows in it because it's not moving, it's not flowing. And so when you leave your thoughts there to marinate, algae builds up, bro. And like the joke's not funny anymore, and you're just overthinking everything, and you're like, oh, I shouldn't talk to that girl. She's like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, oh, I should talk to this group of people, and then you just think about it. You never force yourself to move. You never force the action, and then eventually it's like they leave, and then like, oh, it becomes awkward, and you miss your chance, and you go home, and then you regret it. It's like, oh, I should have talked to them today. You're left with guilt, you're left with shame, you're left with thinking that you are a pussy because you didn't act on it when you felt like it. This is literally a message to myself as always. And so, literally, when I go up to someone, or like when I see someone I want to talk to, I'm afraid. Like, let's say it's a pretty girl, okay? Let's say it's a pretty girl. I see a pretty girl, okay? I tell myself, okay, I should go talk to her. Not even like so I can like do anything, but just so I can build my confidence, build that skill, right? I'm scared as hell, bro. Like, you will never get over the fear. You will never stop feeling the fear of like doing something difficult like this, especially in social situations. But what do? We never run from fear. You chase the damn fear, pussy. You chase the damn fear, or else you're gonna live with what? What are you gonna get? If you run from your fear, what do you get? If you're running from your fear, away from it, then what are you running toward? You're running toward regret, stupid. So go chase your fear, because when you chase your fear, you will never regret it. When you chase your fear, at the end of the day, even if you get rejected, even if you embarrass yourself and say, oh, bro, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have said that. At the end of the day, bro, you're gonna feel good about yourself. You're gonna feel a sense of fulfillment, a sense of like, man, I wasn't a coward today, and I get to feel good about that. You get to feel like that internal like sense of like, it's almost like pride, but it's not really pride. It's like a sense of fulfillment and pride and all that mixed together. And that gives you momentum, and then you build onto it to the next time you're in a social event, and it becomes easier and easier and easier because number one, you're building the skill. Number two, you're building the confidence. Like, oh yeah, I can do that. If I can talk to her, or if I can talk to this group of people that I used to be intimidated by, then I can talk to them. I can meet with this person. I can kill this meeting over here. I can talk to this person that's sitting alone over there. It becomes easier. But most of all, number three, which is the most important one, is you build momentum. And what is momentum, right? Momentum is kind of a mix of discipline and motivation. Everyone talks about, oh, you don't need motivation, man. You need discipline. Do the hard work, especially when it's hard and you don't feel like it. Yeah, that's great and all, but wouldn't it be cool if you just did feel like it all the time? Well, that's what momentum is. You generate momentum. It's like pushing a rock up this heavy rock up like a hill, right? And you're struggling. That's discipline. And then eventually, through disciplined acts, you get to this like little slope, and then gravity is the momentum, and then it just starts rolling, and you get the ball rolling, and then it's the snowball effect. It just becomes easier and easier. I remember at the start of this school year, I was still a little bit awkward talking to people, but I literally like wrote it down and I set it as a goal. I'm like, by the end of this year, it's the last year at this school, I'm going to conquer everyone. Whatever that meant to me at the time. Honestly, I have no idea. But I just wrote it down. I'm going to conquer everyone, even the people that I'm scared of. I'm going to try and befriend them. I'm going to get to know them. I don't care who they are, what I think about them. I'm going to do it. And so that's what I sought out to do. And at the end of this year, I feel like I have pretty good social skills. I'm literally talking to an inanimate object right now. And I feel like I'm in a social flow state as though I'm talking to a real person, which I am, which is you behind the screen right now. If you resonate with this, which you definitely are, like I see it in your eyes, bro. Like, this is so common, and I can't believe like people just deem themselves as like socially awkward as a personality trait. Get out of that fixed mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, get off my channel, bro. Stop, never watch me ever again. If you have like, oh, it's my personality trait, shut up. Don't ever talk to me ever again, bro. It is not a personality trait, nor is it a state. It's just the level that you're at, okay? And if you want to be good socially, you want it, you crave it. You've got to work for it. Because you're craving a result, you're craving a level that you didn't even work for. Think of it like a video game, right? You're like a level 1 or a level 2. I was like a level 1 at 10 months ago. I was level 1 10 months ago. But I went out, I killed the monsters, and then I leveled up slowly. Yeah, like monsters killed me sometimes too. I got embarrassed as hell sometimes. I said some dumb things, bro. I did some dumb things. And I still do, because I'm not perfect. I'm still figuring this out a lot. There's a lot to still figure out for me. But socially, I've gained a lot better. I've gotten a lot better at talking to people and like developing that relationship, not just with other people, but with myself. Like I have so much more confidence now. Why? Where did it start? Where did it all start? Forcing myself to do the work no matter what, especially when I didn't feel like it. That's what he always says, doesn't he? Isn't he? Like, you see this pretty girl, bro? You gotta force your legs to walk over to her and then figure it out like that. Because that's what you gotta do, bro. You don't develop a skill by having it all figured out, okay? That's bullshit, okay? Trust me. You will thank yourself for shooting and then aiming. A lot of times we want to have it all figured out. We aim our gun. We want the exact thing that like, we want all the answers already. We want exactly to know what to say in this situation, in this situation, in this situation. You know what we call that? We call that an NPC, bro. We call that an NPC with a specific dialogue to every single situation. Stop being a freaking robot, because you're not. And you owe it to yourself to not be a freaking robot, bro. So stop. And stop overthinking it. The way you do this is literally just by walking. If you want to stop overthinking, then take more action. Overaction, bro. Do too much. Mosquito. Do too much. I'd rather you do too much, mess up, and learn from it than overthink and try and like process it all in your head before you even take action. Because all the results that you're going to get are from action. Basically, none of the results you're going to get are from thinking, learning, reading books, all that. Obviously, that stuff is good. I'd say it gives you 10, maybe 20% of the results. But bro, if you really want to be good at something, you got to do the damn thing, bro. Don't even bullshit yourself. Stop lying to yourself and running from what's really important. Stop running from the real work, bro. The real work is you actually doing the thing, no matter how scary it is. You take a look at yourself in the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, call yourself a pussy if you didn't do it today. Call yourself a pussy if you ran from it, because I do that and it stings, bro. It hurts me because I know it's the truth. When I run from like this group of people that I want to talk to, when I don't fight back like in an argument or whatever, I look at myself in the mirror and I face it and I'm like, bro, you pussy, you chickened out, you little baby, bro. That's the worst feeling. Shame is like the worst. Shame and guilt is like the worst feeling you can possibly feel. I hate that feeling. I don't ever want to feel it again. But I know I'm going to, because I'm putting myself in a position where growth is forced and my default is shame. And when you put yourself in a position where it's either growth or shame, eventually, man, when it's the worst feeling that you can possibly feel or growth, you're eventually going to choose growth. And so, yeah, I have a free Telegram, by the way, if you want to hear more from me, if you want daily advice and like thoughts that I have throughout the day, just click that. It's completely free. I think you'll find it useful. If you want to hear more from a 17-year-old trying to figure out life, subscribe. It's a win-win for both of us. I want to see you win, bro. Get after it. Stop being a pussy. Stop running from your fears. Chase that, baby.